Lucille Fletcher's Night Watch is the current offering at the Theater Guild of Webster Groves. Fletcher is probably best known for 2 radio plays that were adapted for other media. One is Sorry Wrong Number, which Fletcher turned into a classic film noir. The other is The Hitchhiker, which was the basis for a celebrated episode of The Twilight Zone. Like these earlier works, Night Watch is a suspense thriller. The main character is Elaine Wheeler, a wealthy woman living in mid-Manhattan. The time is 5 a.m. in the moonlit opening scene, and Elaine's stirring has wakened her husband, John. She says she's up because of the insomnia that runs in her family. John thinks the problem is deeper. There's talk of Elaine's going to Switzerland for what John euphemistically calls a vacation, even before the incident that triggers everything else in the play. That incident occurs when Elaine looks out the window of her sitting room and sees a dead body in a wing chair in the abandoned building behind her townhouse. The window is at a right angle to the proscenium, so the audience can't see what Elaine saw. When the police search the scene of the reported crime, all they find is the chair. The absence of a body provides even more reason for concern about Elaine's state of mind. In the Guild production, Jessica Johns Kelly nicely portrays Elaine's growing instability. One cannot jump to the conclusion, however, that Elaine is delusional. There are indications of a more than casual connection between Elaine's husband and Blanche Cook, a friend of Elaine's who is staying with the Wheelers. Perhaps the evidence of a murder was missing because it was removed. Brad Kinzel as John and Annie Voluska as Blanche maintain appropriate ambiguity about whether John and Blanche are gaslighting Elaine to get her out of the way. In his program notes, director Rob Corbett says that the inspiration and jumping-off point for his staging of Night Watch was his love for the 1973 film adaptation starring Elizabeth Taylor, which Corbett calls campy. This influence can be seen in the broad performances by Norrie Rhodes as the Wheelers' eccentric maid Helga, Jack Jensen as the quirky neighbor Curtis Appleby, Victoria Pines as the psychiatrist Dr. Tracy Lake, Greg Saville as the indignant proprietor of the deli near the crime scene, Greta Forrester as Lieutenant Walker, and Amy Bossy as Officer Vanelli. This approach to the characters is justified by how well the campiness fits in with the final plot twist. It's a good one.
Well, I'm sorry I missed it, but Fletcher does seem to have a certain skill for this sort of thing, doesn't she?
She does.
I hope you like the reviews on Two on the Aisle. You can click here to see other reviews and to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to be reminded immediately after we post. Enjoy the reviews.